The day I was elected leader of the Liberal Democrats, we weren't even called the Liberal Democrats then, we were called the Salads. About an hour before my great victory was pronounced from the steps of Cowley Street, the Inland Revenue turned up to shut the place down because we hadn't paid any of the bills of the national insurance on our staff. The party was a disaster. It was collapsing. I am the only party leader to have presided over an asterisk in the opinion poll, which means they can't find any detectable support for us. And I was awful at the job, bluntly. And I had to learn on the job, and it was a great testimony to the Liberal Democrats that they stuck with me in that. I mean, there was an occasion I can remember going to bed at night and thinking the party of Gladstone will end with Ashdown. And it was a very dismal thought. And I can remember going in after coming fourth behind the Greens with Chris, what did we get, 5% of the national? 6%. We came fourth in every European constituency save the one you were working in Cornwall, isn't that right?
Well said.
I know what side my bread's butting. And I remember going into the party headquarters and saying, one more mistake and we're dead. We wouldn't exist any longer. So, yeah, they were terrible years.
And how did you get out of that trough?
It was, I think it was Wellington who, in the middle of the Battle of Waterloo, said, there's a time when you just got to stand here, hard pounding, gentlemen, and you just have to stand there until the rest go away. The first task was to make sure the Owenites didn't succeed. After the Owenites failed to succeed, then we could take possession of the ground that was broadly occupied by the Liberal SDP alliance. After that had happened, we then had to decide what our task was, and I think our task was to try and make sure that we survived, and it was sort of step by step. I must say it taxed me to the limit. It required every ounce of leadership that I had, and it required a huge courage and confidence from the people in the party. And I remember one time, the federal executive, we were so much in debt that every single member of the federal executive had to sign away, place on the line, their personal house and their fortune on the basis that the party would not renege on its overdraft. And they put their personal fortunes, not so many fortunes, but they put their personal livelihoods on the mark for the party to survive. And it may not have done. And Tim, you were one of those, I guess. Tim Clement Jones?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Were you mad?
Do you remember they went round and the bank required every one of us to sign with our own assets as ultimate guarantor.
It was drafted by Philip Goldenberg.
Bless his memory. So it was very, very tough.
Mm. And you get to 97, and were you expecting the result in 97? Because, I mean, it was eclipsed by Tony Blair's landslide, but it was a phenomenal achievement to get, was it 46 seats?
Yeah, we doubled our number of seats. I think in the last week I was, yeah, because Richard Home, bless him, came to me and said, we're going to exceed our expectations. By the way, he also drew a line for me. He said, look, Paddy, I don't mind getting 46, 47, 48, but I don't want to get anywhere above this line, because can you see who you'll get in if we get more than that?
Who was that?
No, I don't think that. So it was Chris, what did we expect when we went into that? I think I said to Blair in the conversation the night before the May election, May the 1st, 1997, that I think we were expecting 30 or 35. You were probably expecting more than that, because you're usually accurate, but we were expecting around the mid-30s, so we know we didn't expect to get that. I have a sort of theory, which I'm not going to tell you,